What is up YouTube, my name is James. I'm bringing you guys a brand new video here today. In terms of a little background noise, the air conditioners are behind me. I have no control over it. I'm getting a new mic soon, so just stick with the shitty audio for now during these intros. But anyway, I'm bringing you guys a brand new tutorial on urban night landscapes or just cityscapes or whatever you want to call them. So the photo we're going to be going over today is this photo I took in Lower Manhattan on the top of a roof, overlooking all of Midtown, and one's also looking over the Manhattan Bridge and Brooklyn Bridge, and it's really dope. And I'm going to show you guys how I edited them and how to also edit urban night photography, whether it's on the streets or whether it's from above on a rooftop, wherever it is. I'm going to show you guys how to edit them all from start to finish. And you can also download the raw files in the description below. If you've been here for a while, you know that already, but if you're new, let you guys know you guys download and follow along in your own Lightroom, and it always helps to be able to do that. I just moved into my college dorm, it's out of focus probably, so you probably can't see any of it, but next vlog I do, like photo shoot vlog I do, I'll probably show off my room a little bit, why not? But anyway guys, that's going to be it. Let's get straight into this video. If you enjoyed, please leave a like, comment, and subscribe, and let me know what you guys want to see next. And lastly guys, my name is James. I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.
Okay guys, so here is the first photo we're going to be editing today. This is the final version, already edited, and as you can see, I think it's pretty dope. I already posted it on Instagram a couple days ago, and it's one of my favorite night photos I've ever taken, ever. It's not the perfect photo. The circumstances that I was taking it in were a bit sketchy, so it was hard to get a perfect photo in focus, not shaky tripod, all that stuff, so I did the best I could. It's not perfect, but I think it's close to it. And this is the second photo we're going to be editing today. Took me a while to get this edit right, but overall, the edits of the first of these two photos are very, very similar. It's just a couple things like the highlights or the brushes that make it different. And so here is the original version of the second photo with the bridges, and here is the original photo of the whole of all like downtown and Midtown in the distance of Manhattan. These are the two photos. We're gonna start out with this one right here though, because I feel like this is my favorite one, and I want to do this one first, because then I can go into the other one and then show you the little differences that I did. So let's get straight into this. The first thing that we're going to do is we're going to make this whole temperature of the picture cooler. Now the reason why I want to do that is I want to make more blues overall so that I can eventually desaturate them, because it looks pretty good. So what we're going to do is we're going to lower this to around 2851 and make our tint at around -26. Now I know what you're thinking already, James, this picture's fucking green. What the fuck are you gonna do? But just stick with me as always, because I feel I never fail to disappoint. Maybe I do. I don't know how you guys feel. But we're gonna up the exposure to around 0.52, get a little brighter, contrast at around 60, just like that. Always gotta have contrast. For this photo, we're gonna lower our highlights to -100, and that's to really just make the lights look super, super cool in the city and stuff like that. But the next thing we're gonna do is we're gonna up our shadows to at 100. Really get all those shadows, all those dark spots bright again. The whites we're going to make around +29, so we'll be right there. Doesn't need to be perfect, right there. Okay, and then the blacks will up to around +24 to get more light out of the blacks as well. So as of right now, after we finish our basic settings, we have a pretty green photo, green and orange photo. It looks pretty disgusting if you ask me. But we're going to up the clarity to get a little more detail out of it, you know. Make it a little more brighter, because clarity does brighten up a picture a little bit too. For vibrance, we're going to up that to around +41. And for saturation, we're going to lower that to around -14. So now we have a colorful picture, a little bit desaturated but more vibrance added. Next is the tone curve. The tone curve is pretty simple. We're just going to up this to around right here or so. That should be perfect. The next point's going to go around right here, and then our third point is going to be at around right here. So it's not too bad. We're going to actually lower this a little bit more. Just, you know what, a little bit more. Just like that. That's our tone curve. Pretty simple stuff. But now we have the HSL. The HSL is pretty complicated, so let's get straight into this. Our orange hue is going to be made a little bit more yellow. Our yellows are going to become all the way orange, and our greens are going to be all the way orange as well, or yellow as well. And our aquas are also going to be all the way green. Next, our blues, purples, and magentas will stay the same. And next, we have saturations. Saturation, we want our reds, our oranges, and our yellows to be bright and colorful, but we want our cool colors to be desaturated. So what we're going to do is we're going to make our reds at around plus 30. We're going to make our oranges at around plus 71. Our yellows at around 75. Our greens are going to be at negative 100. Our blues, purples, aquas, and magentas are going to be all at around negative 75. Just like that. And now you see, now this picture is really just like, now this is like desaturated. It's orange as fuck. It looks dope. So now we have our luminances. Our reds are going to go up to around plus 22. Our oranges and yellows are going to go around plus 65. Really make them brighter, make them pop a little more. And our greens and aquas will be the same. Our blues will be at around plus 36. And our purples and magentas will stay the same. Next are the highlights and shadows in the split toning section of the photo. So what we're going to do is we're going to make our highlights a bit orangey yellow right here. So around a 22 on the color scheme and around a 9 saturation. So just like that. Now we're making our highlights a little more blue. Anything that wasn't, sorry, not highlights, a little more orange, yellow. Anything that wasn't already, like, anything that was already like a blue or a cool color that was added through the highlight, just got turned a little more orange. So now for our shadows, we're going to make them a little more blue. So we're going to make our colors a 217, just like that, and our saturation a 9. Just like that. And now our shadows are more blue and cool like they should be. Well, at least for this photo, they should be. And that's it. I didn't really do any vignetting or transform. I didn't crop it at all. I didn't do any camera calibration. But now we have some brushes. So as for the brushes, I completely covered everything. I covered everything, except for the sky at least. I did not do anything with the sky, but I did do everything but the sky. So let's make this a little smaller so we can get this building up here. And the Empire State Building, it's a little sliver. We only need to get it. It's not that important to get the Empire State Building. It's already pretty bright. Anything we do to it now won't really have any effect. But everything should be covered. Let's just highlight over our black circle. We just missed the spot right here, so we'll get that real quick. Let's check it again. And we should be good. At the end, we'll erase the sky part so it's not all. Then there's a text. Didn't mean to have that happen. So let's go now to our editing the settings of this brush. Our exposure will be at about 0.26. We want to make it brighter. We want this buildings and everything to be brighter. Our contrast is going to be negative 100. Negative contrast makes things brighter. Our highlights will be at around negative 7 or so. Don't really want the highlights to be anything really crazy than what it already is. Our shadows will be a 7. And our clarity will be at a 15. To our brush or negative or eraser and just brush over the sky so it's not crazy bright like it is now. Just like that, and then we'll make it a bit bigger and just go along the parts that got touched that was really high. Oh, and then I actually went over that building just now, so we'll go back into it with a really small brush and just get it back again. Alright, so that's that brush right there. So next, I want to go into a new brush again, and we're going to brush the sky. The sky is a bit blue at the bottom, and it's a bit more bright than I want it to be because of all the lights. The light pollution in New York City is absolutely insane. Probably the worst in the world besides like Hong Kong and Beijing and shit like that. So we're going to make this sky very, very dark here. So we are going to pretty much just make this a 0.80 exposure, negative 80 rather, and that just showed you where I missed in my spots actually. So we're just going to really quickly, we're going to use this up exposure to check where we missed. And that should be good right there. So we're going to make this a negative 0.80, just like that. And now we have a black ass sky. That's fucking awesome. It looks so good. It looks so much better than what it was before, all dark, all bright and stuff, and like kind of a blue tint to it. We're just gonna get this little corners right here, what these buildings are, and we're done. This photo is completely finished, besides the fact that I feel it is a tad bright. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go to our exposure right here, and I'm just gonna make it like a 0.45, just a bit darker than what it was. Doesn't make too much of a difference, but I felt it was a little bit too bright the way I edited it this time around. So that is this photo. We're going to be going into the next photo now, and it's very, very similar edit. So let's go into that. What we're going to do is pretty much every single thing we did before, but we're just going to change the highlights and add 2 different brushes. So let's go do that right now. I'm going to speed it up for you guys so you guys don't have to watch the whole time, and I'll leave the settings that I changed for the end. So welcome to the time lapse. Okay, so time lapse over. Pretty much all we did was change the highlights. So last photo, the highlights were at -100. This one's gonna be at -15 because I want to retain some lights, and because I think it looks really, really good the way the lights already are. So now what we're gonna do is actually let's mess with the highlights. So with these photos, the highlights are one of the most important things. So if we increase it, it gets too bright, but if we make it too low, it gets too dark, as you can see. So I think a healthy medium needs to be placed. I think for this photo particularly, it needs to be -40. I think -40 is great. It's perfect. So let's go straight into our brushes. We have 2 brushes here, guys. The first one will be covering all these buildings down here to brighten them up. So we'll go along the edge just like this, and then we will brighten that shit all up. Pardon my French. I'm trying not to curse much in my videos because I want to retain it to be a G rating rather than a R, was what it usually is, because I curse way too much. So that should be all covered up. Let's check our dot. Just except down here, we didn't get much down here. So now for these settings, it's going to be a 0.72 exposure, a -42 contrast, a 12 highlights, and a 1 shadow, and a 25 clarity. Just like that. So now we have a super bright, it's detailed now, it's super good. Next, we're going to be editing these 2 sides of the river, the Manhattan side and the Brooklyn side. So we're going to go to a new brush once again, and we're going to just brush all of this just like so. Don't want to get too high up into this, up there, because it's unneeded, it's unnecessary. Because then we get the sky all all bright again, and it's kind of annoying. And then for this, we're just gonna make this a simple 0.38 up the exposure, and we're done. That's it for that. We're just gonna go into the sky now and erase the damage we caused. Just like that, and it is completely done. This is our photo. Those are the things we changed from last photo. I think it's pretty simple. But anyway, guys, this is my urban night photography tutorial. Hopefully more coming in the future to do with urban night photography, because I'm doing a lot more now in the upcoming weeks. Once I get my new lens, I'm going to be doing some more street stuff overall because, again, new lens, 24 to 72.8, coming in the mail super soon. So I'm super, super excited to take photos with that. And all kinds of shit, living in the city now, and it's going to be amazing. I'm so excited to just do photography and pump out new videos and tutorials and vlogs and behind the scenes, all that stuff. So, if you guys enjoyed, be sure to leave a like, comment, and subscribe. Let me know what you guys want to see in the next video. And lastly, guys, my name's James. I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.
This is the sound of just getting on the linoleum floor. This is the sound of quarantine wings in a hospital. It's not so pleasant and it's not so good.
Finally.
Wait, time out. Don't jump down. Yeah.
3, 2, 1.
Oh, there it is.
So, Logic followed me on Instagram apparently. That's kind of interesting.
7, 6, 5, 4, 3.
It was at this moment that he knew. He fucked up.
Oh, that would have been crazy. Out here catching bangers. I hate myself. Like I do. I actually hate myself.
I hate you too.
Thanks.